Hello, my amazing first grade artists. This week we are finishing up our Laurel Burch inspired colorful cats. Remember last week we took a look at Miss Laurel Burch and a few of her cats for the different colors and patterns that they had on them. Now, right now your cat should look like this with a fun line patterned background on your black paper. If you have not done these two things first, my friends, then I need you to take a step back and go to last week's video and watch that and do these steps, please, because we are going to be finishing up this project today by adding color to this pre-drawn cat. Again, if you don't have it, please go watch last week's video, okay? All right, my artists. Now, there's one last thing I need to talk to you friends about before we get started. Your exit ticket last week asked you about analogous colors. And I taught last week that analogous colors are next to each other on the color wheel. And we are going to need these colors today when we are coloring our cats. So we're going to take a look at the color wheel in just a moment here after we get out our art supplies. And then we're going to start coloring, cutting out, and gluing our cats today. All right, my artists, if you're ready, let's go do it. So analogous colors are colors that sit next to each other. And I know that this color wheel might be a little bit confusing for friends because there are also what are called intermediate or tertiary colors. But the colors I want you to look at today are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, just like our traditional rainbow. And you're going to pick 3 of those colors. But again, they have to be next to each other. So for one example, I used red, orange, and yellow, the hot or warm colors. Another combo I could use is maybe yellow, green, and blue. That could be another set of analogous colors. The other version that I used on my cat was blue, purple, and red. But another one you could do would also be green, blue, and purple. So I want you to pause the video for a moment, and I want you to go pick out 3 colors of crayons that you are going to use on your cat, my friends. I think today I'm going to use green, blue, and purple for mine because I have not used those yet. But I want you to decide your own 3 analogous colors, please. All right, my artists, hopefully you paused the video and you picked out your 3 colors. Like I said, the 3 that I am going to be using today, I'm going to find my green, I'm going to find a color of blue because I have many different ones. Oh, here's the regular blue, I could use that one. And then violet or purple. So these are the 3 colors that I'm going to be using today, my friends, on my cat. Again, you could pick 3 different colors. They don't have to be the same as mine. We're going to break our cat down. Just like how we started drawing it, we're going to look at the face first and then the body second, my friends. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to decide which color I want to start with. I can either start with purple or green. Can I start with blue though? Nope, because it's in the middle of my color sandwich right now. And I know that blue has to stay in between my other 2. I could start with either the ends, but not the middle. Okay, so that's really, really important. I think today I'm going to start with my friend purple on top. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just color my purple on the top part of my cat's face. Again, you might be using a different color than me. You might have picked a different color. But whatever one color you want to start with, start at the very top part of your cat's face. I'm doing from the nose up. And those eye lines are what's helping me divide the top part of my face right now. Now I'm making sure I use my good coloring rules as well. I'm staying inside of my black lines. I'm going all the way to the edges when I need to. And I'm covering over any large white spaces. I might even want to push a little bit harder to help make those white spaces disappear completely. That way my purple looks its very, very best. All right. Now that I've done my first color, I'll go to my middle of my color sandwich for my analogous colors. Again, yours might be a different one, or it could be the same. What I want to do this time now is I want to create kind of a very light line in the middle of my cat's face, just right around where the middle of the whiskers are. I'm going to go ahead and draw my blue line. Above that line, to the eyes, is where I want to add, oh, my crayon broke, silly crayon, that's okay, it will still color. Where I want to add my middle or meat part of the sandwich, if you are somebody who consumes meat. Me personally, I'm actually a veggie lover, so maybe it might be my tomato right now. I don't know. Each sandwich is different, right? And I'll go ahead and add my blue. Again, making sure I follow those good coloring rules. Now, some of you friends probably are asking me right now, Miss Great Ed, what about our cat's eyes? We will talk about those at the end of our coloring, just like how we'll talk about our shaped donuts at the end as well, my friends, okay? All right, I'm coloring with my middle color. Again, making sure I go over and get any large white spaces. And then when I'm ready and I have that middle part done, I'll move on to my third color of my analogous colors. And this one's fun, my friends, because I'm going to actually kind of blend my green up into my blue a little bit to kind of create blue-green. And I can even bring a little bit of my blue down as well into my green to kind of mix them together. If we were in the art room, my friends, we would be using oil pastels for this project. And we would be blending our different colors to make new colors. Unfortunately, I don't have enough sets of oil pastels to give you friends some to use at home. And that's why we're using crayons instead. They are the closest thing that you might have at home to oil pastels. All right, now let's take a look at my cat's face. I've done all three of my analogous colors. Again, I started with my purple. I could have started with my green at the top, but I always put my blue in the middle because that's in between my other two colors. Now I'm also going to break down the body as well, my friends. The same kind of idea, I'm going to divide my cat's body kind of in half with my first color. So I might go here and I'm going to go around my shaped donuts. I don't want to go inside of them. So everything above will be my first color. Then everything below that line will actually be my second color. And where's our third color going to go then, my friends? Well, our third color is actually going to make a line right at the end of our tail. And our third color in our analogous colors will actually go right up my cat's tail. And that's how I'm going to break it down, my friends. I know this might be a little bit confusing, but the second color also goes on this side too, because it's below the purple line for mine. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to color this in kind of quickly. It's going to look quick for you, friends, so you can see how the body should look when I'm done adding my analogous colors. So using the three colors of analogous colors that I picked, again, I used purple, blue, and green. Here's how my cat's body and tail now look. The top part, I used my first color. The bottom half of my cat, I used my second color. And on the tail, I used my third color. Now, my friends, if you need to pause the video here and catch up to me, of course you can. I just have two more things that I want to point out using our analogous colors. Number one, look in the middle of my shaped donuts. Remember, on a real donut, you'd be able to see through the center. And that's why inside those small middle parts of my shapes, I added the color that is around them. The other thing I want to talk about, my friends, like I did on the face of my cat, I blended my two colors there. I can do the same thing on my cat's body and on my cat's tail. So I might take my first color a little bit into my second color to kind of blend my purple and blue together. I can even take some of my blue into my purple to kind of blend that up and make those colors kind of smooth out and create a new color in between, my friends. That would be blue violet or blue purple. It's a very pretty kind of dark blue. I could even blend into my tail as well using my second and third color too. So I'll bring some blue into my green, and I'll bring some green into my blue. That way there's less of a straight line and more of a color mixing to show where those colors might blend and end up. Now again, I might want to go back and fill in some more of my white spaces, make sure that I'm doing my very best coloring. Remember in kindergarten we talked about those 3 coloring rules. We stay inside of our lines, go all the way to the edges, and we fill in any large white spaces. Once I'm happy with how my analogous color set looks, then I'm going to look at my cat's eyes and my shaped donuts as well, my friends, because we have not colored those in yet, have we? Now here's the fun part with those two things, my friends. I don't want you to use anything similar to the 3 colors you picked. So for example, I picked purple, blue, and green. I cannot pick any colors like those for my cat's eyes or shapes. So I need to think about the other side of the color wheel. And I know on the other side, I could use maybe orange, I could use red, I could even use pink, or I could even use yellow. Those are some choices that I could use. And I want to pick 2 of those, my friends. One for my cat's eyes. I think I'll go ahead and I'll use yellow for my cat's eyes. And one for my cat's body, those shaped donuts. And I think I'll go ahead and I'll actually use some red for my shaped donuts. Again, I want you to use the colors that you decide. But again, they can't be the same as what you use on your cat's face and body. Okay, so I'll go ahead, I'll color in my cat's eyes as my last two coloring steps here. And then I'll go to my shaped donuts and make sure, oh, that's actually kind of a purpley red. Oopsie daisies, Miss Graded, made an oops. Is it a big problem? Nope. I'll pull out the red that I actually wanted and just color right over top of that to cover it up. Remember, my friends, in art, we make oopses, and that's part of art. It's okay. It's not a big deal, right? Even Miss Gridhead makes oopses, as I just did. So I'll finish out my last donut shapes, and then you'll be able to see how your cat should look when all of its whole body is completely colored in. After this, my friends, we'll only have two more steps. We'll need to cut out our cat nice and carefully. And then, of course, we have that nice black background with some fun lines on it that I can glue my cat down to. You can use glue bottle or glue stick for that step. All right, my artist, here is my cat ready to be cut out now. So I'm going to go ahead and grab up my scissors, and I'm going to cut around only the outside part of my cat's body. Do I need to cut inside and around the tail? No, no, no. The only spaces I'm going to cut are on that black line when it's right next to white. So is there any white in the middle of my cat? There shouldn't be. So I'm going to speed through this step a little bit, and you can take a look at how it should look when you're all done cutting it out as well. So here is my Laurel Burch inspired colorful cat. I have it all colored in the way that I like. I used my good coloring rules and I've cut it out now. And again, I've cut it out so that way there's no white paper around my cat anymore. Because now we want to glue it onto our background. Now if you're like me and you made a really, really big cat, some of your background is going to be covered up, right? But I want to maybe turn it until I like my background the way it looks. Personally, I like having more of those loopy lines above my cat. When I'm ready and I like how my cat looks, then again I'll flip it over and I'll add my glue. Again, you can use glue stick or glue bottle, whichever you like. I'm going to use glue bottle today, and I'm using my dots of glue going around my cat's body, kind of close to the edge. Remember, you want to follow the shape of your cat, but don't get too close, otherwise all that glue will just come out right onto your hands, right? Do I need to put any glue in the middle? Nope. If you're using glue stick, make sure that you press nice and hard all the way around your cat's edges. And when you do use glue stick, my friends, you might want to put a little bit in the middle of your cat's body. I'll go ahead and flip it over now using my two hands and lay it back down on my paper where I want it to go. I'll smooth from the middle out, and I can hold in spaces and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, artists, here is my finished Laurel Burch inspired colorful cat. I'll say goodbye for now, and as always, my artists, have fun creating.